Game integrations allow your RGB lighting to immerse you further into your favorite titles. SignalRGB analyzes specific areas of the screen to trigger effects that correspond to the in-game action. Your whole setup comes alive when you take damage, trigger your ult, get chicken dinner, and so much more. This video will walk you through on how to get started with SignalRGB game integrations. Before you download any game integrations, please note that in order for the effects to work, you'll need the following settings configured. The game display mode must be set to full screen or full screen borderless mode. Integration will not work in windowed mode. You can use game integrations with multiple displays, but the game must be running on your main display in full screen or full screen borderless mode. The default game UI settings must be enabled. You will need to disable any UI modifications or custom scaling. HDR mode needs to be disabled. Any color filters need to be disabled, such as colorblind modes, filtering software such as Flux, and accessibility options. SignalRGB may support these accessibility modes in the future. SignalRGB triggers the game effects by looking for changes in specific parts of the game interface. Examples include changes to the health bar, ammo count, or ability icons flashing upon use. If the aforementioned settings are not at default, SignalRGB will not be able to detect those triggers. To prevent false positives, the criteria for effect triggers is strict. For instance, within the practice modes of Valorant, League of Legends, and Apex Legends, the ability icons don't have any cooldowns. Because the icons don't go through their standard animation upon use, SignalRGB can't detect that an ability is being cast. The Discover page has a growing section dedicated to game integrations where you can browse and download effects. In order to download a game integration effect, you will need a Pro SignalRGB account, or, more recently by popular demand, you can purchase game integrations a la carte and keep them forever. After downloading a game integration effect, navigate to the Lighting tab, where you can customize the integration effects. The right-hand menu will have a number of settings that can be adjusted. Common settings available in all game integrations are background brightness, background type, and enabling or disabling specific effects. You'll notice that your RGB lighting is matching what's on your main display. By default, every game integration effect starts with screen ambiance as the background layer, with the effects triggering on top of this layer. If you want the integration to match what's in our videos, then you want to replace the background with a solid color. But this is totally optional, and you can set this up however you want. If having all the effects active is a bit much, or there are specific effects you don't like, you can pick and choose which lighting effects you want active in-game. Some game integrations include HUD effects. HUD effects, like your health bar, will be mirrored from the game onto SignalRGB's canvas. The location and size of these elements can be changed on the canvas to better suit your setup. The HUD Adjust toggle will allow you to see all the HUD elements available and make the needed changes. For my setup, I'll use the sliders to move the health bar higher on the canvas to better fit with my twinkly light panels. If I have a setup with a lot of components that overlap, I can also move the HUD elements to the very edge of the canvas so only a select few components will illuminate. I can even increase the size of my HUD elements, which will turn the entire setup into a health bar. How you customize the game integrations is up to you. The HUD background toggle will put a black backdrop under the HUD elements, so they can visually stand out in a busier lighting scenario. After making the changes, be sure to toggle the HUD Adjust off before starting your game. These HUD features can also be disabled via the toggles. Each game has unique features and effects, so each game integration will have its own distinct settings that you can adjust to best suit your setup. Note that certain games like Apex Legends, Valorant, League of Legends, or any other game that includes effects for character abilities will require you to select which character you're playing before the game starts. Now you're ready to start playing with the game integrations active. SignalRGB is optimized to have a minimal impact on game performance, but you can further reduce resource usage by adjusting capture frame rate settings if needed. Go to the Settings menu, then select the Video tab. The capture frame rate can be lowered for more performance. The Discover page has a growing library of game integrations for popular titles, but if you see that a game is missing, let us know through our community channels linked in the video description. And if you're having any trouble using a game integration, the description also has contact info for our support team. Thanks for watching.